Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you guys how to complete the first challenge for login screen. So the first thing we're going to do is actually start up the Hack Me Silly application. If you don't know how to do this, or this is the first video you've ever clicked on, I'm going to put a link in the description on how you can get started and do the whole installation process. So I'm just going to change directory to my workspace, change directory to the Hack Me Silly Docker Compose, and then I'm going to run the command docker compose up-d with the Docker desktop running already, so that otherwise you're going to get an error. So look at that, it's already running. So now what we want to do is, if you don't have this installed already, you want to install something from the Chrome Web Store called React Developer Tools. The React Developer Tools is going to be instrumental in reading the ReactJS code for the components that developers make. And this is important because a lot of the times JavaScript code does something called minification, and it just turns all of the variables and everything into and it makes them very small, and this is to improve the website speed so it's faster, right? But a downside for hackers is that it actually makes the code unreadable. So this will allow us to read the React code so that we can see what's going on. So let's head over to 127.0.0.1:3000 and go to our application. So now that you have the React Developer Tools installed, if you're in Chrome like I am, you can just right click and select Inspect. And the first thing you're going to notice that's new is you have something over here called Components and Profiler. Now these are only going to show up if you're on an application that uses ReactJS. So let's go ahead and click on Components, and this is going to give you a list of all the components inside the actual screen, or that are displayed on your screen. So if you see AIMETERE, right, this is minification. All of these component names have been made really, really small, so you don't know what they're actually called. And it wasn't to stop hackers, it was simply just to make websites faster. So something useful, right? If we go ahead and skip login and we go over to keys, we can see the challenge name. It says login screen source code, okay? So first things first, we should probably look for some component or something called login screen, and then look at the source code to figure out how to complete this challenge. So I'm going to log out and I'm going to refresh this page, and it'll give me all of these components back. So obviously minification makes this difficult. So what you can do is you can click on a component and you can go over to the right here and you can click view source code for this element. Now this will take you directly to the component that the programmer made. So you can see this. This one's called app.js. So it's probably not what we're looking for, but we can still look at this anyway and see what's going on. I'm not seeing anything that's super useful other than these are all the routes that are implemented in this application. And so this will be important for other challenges, but we're going to simply ignore it for now. Click X and let's go back to components. So we don't want to really scroll through all of these and see what's going on and find the right one. So I'm just going to assume that the login screen code is in a component that's like this entire screen, right? So I can click this and it'll take me to the element in the page that I want to inspect. And in our scenario, this is going to be the login screen component. So let's click it and we can see that it takes us to a component called YN, okay? And now if we go over here and we click view source for this element, we can actually see this is called login screen.js, and this is probably the component that we want. And if we just look down a little bit, we can see here, there's a comment that says, it is common knowledge to see what's behind the curtains. Here is a key. And then bam, we are done. We just copy this key, skip login, go to keys, enter the key, oops, click submit, and woohoo, you've completed the login screen source code problem. And then we can just click close, and now we can see that we've completed this challenge and all is good in the world. And now let's go ahead and tear down. So we close this, minimize, and delete this. Delete forever. It's taking a second. Don't know why. And then we're done. All right, guys, I hope you really enjoyed this tutorial. It covered very important aspects of being able to read the JavaScript component source code. That's going to be very instrumental in completing the rest of these challenges, and what components are and minification is, right? So you're not surprised when you can't read stuff. All right, guys, have a great one.